G'day guys, how you going here? Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be deconstructing this kind of like Russian propaganda like meme video. This video would have been just made for, shits and giggles, but let's, break it down. Um, but yeah. So right now you got, Gopniks, right? They're in their tracksuits, which is Tripolowski three stripes. What I've seen from videos is that they usually wear Adidas, not only outside of the memes, but for spiritual purposes for the Trinity, I believe it was. So right now you got Ireland right here, so keep that in mind. So straight pride back there. Pride basically.
Парад натуралов проводится в Москве. Приходите, пожалуйста. Все straight pride in the center of Moscow.
Now, I want something you're gonna have to keep in mind here is as you're looking at here, see how everything's black and white. That's gonna become very important in the future of the video. Just keep that in mind.
Это будет жестко, это будет жестко. Парад натуралов, натуралов. Парад натуралов, натуралов. Парад натуралов,
So here you got some LGBTQ plus typical Americans right here. So you got the classic American looks right now for the modern days. Yeah, slut C word. Yeah. Soyland. So yeah, that's for like how all the Americans like having all the soybeans and all that sort of stuff. You got a traditional couple right here, and see how he's got the black and white. So he's bashing up the LGBTQ plus people, all the trans ones and all the fat people and all that, because they're all about allegedly body positivity. So there's a fat dude there, so he would have been all into like the fat positivity and all that sort of stuff. But most of those guys is into the body positivity are huge hypocrites. They they're like very against the normal males. And they're all about female body positivity only. But yeah.
Парад натуралов проводится в Москве, проводится в Москве, проводится в Москве. Парад натуралов проводится.
Okay, so you got at the moment right here, they're going into the forest of Southern Ireland, right? They got a rainbow in the background. Keep that in mind. They had that pot. Remember that pot.
Проводится в Москве, приходите все. Парад натуралов.
So you got the leprechaun right here. I'm pretty sure you can see where this is going. So as you can see, here's some money. They're showing him his plans. They got, a pot of gold right here with a rainbow. They're in Ireland, and because with the whole Irish thing, they got like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and all that sort of thing. Okay, so they're tipping out the gold at the moment, and watch what they're about to do. Baba Butchka Semichka, right there, as you can see. So now there's no longer a rainbow at the end, a pot of gold at the end with a rainbow. The rainbow is tied to the pride flag, which is the symbol of like the LGBTQ plus stuff, like the sin of pride and stuff like that, that led the devil to fall. And yeah.
Yeah, straight pride in
Okay,
the
so at the moment they have the pot of gold. I mean, sorry, the pot of Baba Butchka Semichka, I mean, in the back. Now you can see that they got, instead of a rainbow, they got black and white stripes to symbolize straightness.
Это будет жестко. Парад натуралов, натуралов. Парад
So now they're multiplying the numbers.
натуралов, натуралов. Парад натуралов, натуралов. Парад натуралов.
They just had a straight pride flag. By the way, that's a real thing. That's actually a real thing, the straight pride flag. Okay. The most homophobic, sexist, and racist riots as an act of terror against humanity is taking place in Moscow, Russia Federation. 51% of voters in what's that? Minch mayoral election Europe is ready to welcome another billion refugees. Yeah. So yeah. So they're basically saying the reporter's a clown, and that's what he's trying to spread. CHH. I think that's supposed to be the American CNN parody. I'm not too sure, but yeah.
Парад натуралов.
Okay, so this is gets pretty good here. Fertility rate in Russia. As you know, they have declining birth rates in Russia, um, due to conflicts in the past and a lot of men dying in conflict. And so yeah, watch this graph.
Проводится в Москве. Приходите, пожалуйста. Все straight pride in the center of Moscow.
So as you can see, now the people are becoming straight. They're fixing their birth rates, and their birth rates are now skyrocketing.
Это будет жестко. Это будет жестко.
50 years later. So she's preggo, and they got a lot of kids, Irish kids. Oh, I missed it. There it is. Yeah. No, I don't know what they're trying to say here about the whole Europe being that snowy. Um, I don't know if it snows like that there. Um, in like Ukraine and Belarus and what's the other one? Estonia, I believe it is, and it's probably like that in Finland. But yeah. Straight pride flag back there. I have no idea what that flag is. They got an Islam flag there. I think that's because of all the immigrants they are letting in, right? How they're letting all the immigrants there. It said a billion immigrants arrived in Europe or whatever. So they got the little moon on there. So that moon is from Islam because they originally were worshipping a pagan god, but they called Allah, and he was a moon deity, and so that's why they kind of and you know they're worshipping this big cube thing called Mecca, where all the pagans would worship it, and then their prophet Muhammad, right? He still worshipped that Mecca thing even once he told the pagans to stop, and then they kind of like switched, you know, Allah to be a different god or whatever, and ditched the kind of the moon stuff, but they still use that moon thing to symbolize their pagan roots.